it has been so long since I posted on my YouTube channel, but I'm back. Hopefully this time I'll be consistent and post videos more often, because my channel has been dead for a couple of months. I think the last video I posted was 2020. Yeah, 2020. And it's a shame, but I'm working on it and I want to give it my all. I just hope it works because I've been trying to juggle being a mom, going to work, and then now this YouTube channel, and I can say it's a lot of work, but we'll make it happen. I'll make it happen. Anyway, I remember on my Instagram page I constantly talked about how I was going to share how I lost my baby fat, and today is the day. And guess what? It's 1 a.m. and I just thought, why not? Why not just make this video and post it as soon as possible? Anyway, as the title suggests already, this will be more of a sit-down video and just telling you how I went through my pregnancy and how I was able to shed off my baby weight after I had my baby. And I'm going to talk about it in 3 stages, because I think it's important to take you through these stages just to know the lifestyle I had before I had my baby, or before I got pregnant, and right after I delivered my baby. And the stages that I'm going to talk about is before I got pregnant, when I was pregnant, and after I delivered my baby. So let's get into it. So the first stage being before I got pregnant. I remember this was in 2018. I made a pact to myself saying that I would work on my body, my mind, and just have a healthy lifestyle, because my lifestyle was a mess. What I would eat was a mess, what I would drink was a mess, and it just got to a place where I would look myself in the mirror and say, how the hell did I get here? I wasn't that chubby, but I was on my way to being chubby, and I could see it from the photos I took 2 years back and that year, which was 2018. And so I decided that I was going to have a clean lifestyle, and this is when I made some resolutions. The first thing that I worked on was me exercising at least 5 times a day. I would work out on Monday to Friday and rest on a Saturday or Sunday. Or if I get busy along the week, I would work out on a Saturday or a Sunday. But I always had it in the back of my mind to work out at least 5 times a week. And trust me, I was so consistent that it was shocking. The second thing that I had to watch was what I would eat. I remember before 2018, I would eat junk almost 4 to 5 times a week, because number one, it was cheap, and you know, being a university student, you tend to gravitate towards something that is cheaper and filling, and that to me was junk food. So I'd consumed a lot of junk food, which was not doing any good to my body. And another thing were processed foods, that is soda, this packet juice, snacks, what else, biscuits, cookies, you name them. I would eat them and not work out to burn off the calories that I had taken in from the junk food and the processed food. So my body eventually felt heavy and chubby. The other thing that I had to cut off was sugar. Sugar was one of the hardest to avoid because you have it in your cereals, you have it in your tea, you have it in your drinks. Drinks, I mean like processed food, for instance. And I remember having a lot of trouble when it came to sugar because my body was used to sugar in a way that if I couldn't take enough sugar in a day, I would feel drained to an extent where I would wake up in the middle of the night and just take a soda from the fridge and drink it. But I learned that I shouldn't get rid of sugar completely, but instead I would substitute it with something healthier like honey or any other healthy sugar, like the sugar you get in your fruit and such. So after learning that, I slowly included honey in my diet, and eventually the thirst of sugar or being drained was slowly going away to an extent where I got used to even having coffee without sugar and I would be good to go. The fourth thing that I watched was dairy food, especially milk. Being a Kalenjin, milk is like it's a staple food. So I remember it being a struggle at the beginning, but later on I got used to the idea of just having black tea. And since then, I didn't know the option of using oat milk or almond milk. I used to go for black coffee or black tea with a squeeze of lemon, and it was okay until recently when I started using plant-based milk, and I was like, oh my gosh, this has changed my life, and I can even feel lighter than when you take milk, dairy milk. The other thing that I had to cut out was alcohol. Alcohol to me, I don't know, alcohol to my body just made me grow chubby in a way. I don't know, alcohol just doesn't work with my body, especially whiskey and vodka. Mom, if you're watching, I'm not an alcoholic, and I wasn't. It was just raha ya shule, so bear with me. But I was responsible, please. If you know me, you already know I was responsible. Anyway, I had to cut out on alcohol completely, especially those two, because they're the hardcore ones that I used to take. So I removed them from my diet, and if I had to take alcohol, I would go for wine because wine works with my body type. I don't grow chubby when I take wine. It's just niko tu sawa with wine. Yeah, so those were the main things that I had to watch. And by the time I started in January 2018, by April, I was down to 64 from 69 kgs. That was a huge change, and I was so shocked at how I quickly dropped off a lot of kgs, which was the best feeling ever. But now, after dropping off some kgs, I got pregnant, and this is where now the second stage comes in, which is my pregnancy journey. So stage 2, being pregnant. Now, when I got pregnant, now this is where things changed completely, because my pregnancy took a toll on me, especially the first trimester, which is the first 3 months of your pregnancy. It was hell on me. Yani, it was nilikaliwa, because I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't, there's nothing I would put in my stomach and it stayed. Anything I would try to eat before it gets to my tummy, I would throw up. So I grew thin. I lost so much weight in such a few months that it wasn't even funny. And if you could see me in 2018, especially in June, July, you would have seen by I think you're sick. I had lost 2 kgs, which really showed. It's 2 kgs, but it really showed on my body in a way that my body just deteriorated. It just became small in a way that I've never seen my body. I got to 62 kgs. It was just sad. It was sad because I was losing weight in an unhealthy way, because I wasn't working out, I wasn't eating, and my muscles were just shedding off. I had nothing completely. Oh gosh, being a woman. Yeah, so my pregnancy, the first trimester was hell. Then I got to my second trimester. That is, especially on my 5th month, that is when I regained my appetite. I would now eat. I don't know why this is funny. I think because I remember nikijihurumia and just looking at myself in the mirror. Ay. Anyway, 5 months, I started eating. But funny enough, through my pregnancy, I couldn't tolerate fatty foods. Fatty foods in the essence of fried eggs, fries, anything that had oil or anything that was greasy. The smell of it peke yake, I couldn't sit with someone even taking fries or something that was deep fried. Just the smell of mafuta. Do I make sense? The smell of hot oil. I couldn't stand it. So I started eating, but I preferred boiled food. When I cleared high school, I was like, yo, you know what? I'm not going to take githeri. Githeri, hata kama it's cooked with onions and tomatoes and carrots and garlic and all of that. Catch me outside, how about that? I had sworn. I was like, I'm not going to eat githeri anymore. I've eaten githeri since Form 1 admission day to Form 4 when I was doing my KCSE. Me, eat githeri again? You must be kidding. My pregnancy showed me another way that I didn't know. I wish you'd have seen me eating boiled beans and maize. Yes, that's githeri. I would eat it like my life depended on it. At least I had something in my stomach. And what else? Oh, I loved boiled potatoes that had butter. And I remember mokimo as well, with cabbage that has a little mafuta. What else did I eat? In my pregnancy, I think my pregnancy generally just chose to take in healthy stuff, because I remember taking smoothies almost every single day. Actually, I think every morning. That was like my breakfast. If not oats, it had to be a smoothie that had greens and nuts. So the baby inside was a healthy one, and I hope she'll be a healthy one, because whatever I ate, it was pretty healthy. And then Working out started off when I was, I think, 6 months, because this is when I got my energy back from eating, and I started like proper exercising in my 6th month. And I remember pushing myself to work out at least 6 to 4 times a week. And if I felt tired, sometimes in a week I would do it twice. And I'll be, you know what, I'm not going to push my body. Because anytime I tried pushing my body, the next day I would sleep like the entire day. And my body would be so sore. So I told myself, you know what, si lazima. So having to work out twice a week, there were things that I made a habit when I was pregnant. And one of them was walking. I told myself I was going to walk and walk a lot, because I had done a lot of research on how to avoid a CS, because I'm so freaking scared of undergoing a C-section. Yani, I don't want it. Me, I'm just going to do whatever I can to avoid the knife. So that's why I incorporated walking as a habit. That's how scared I was of a C-section. Okay. And another habit that grew in me was taking the stairs. I used to enjoy, taking the elevator, but later on I noticed how much you work out by just taking the stairs. Even if it's 2 stories or 3 flights, it makes a difference than just standing in an elevator and going to, let's say, the 3rd floor. So I remember I would get to the office, take the stairs, go. If I'm going to any building that it has stairs, I would automatically go for the stairs instead of the elevator or the escalator. That's how I got used to taking the stairs to date. If you've been following my Instagram page, you can clearly and truly say that I am telling the truth. So another habit that I had to install in my lifestyle was taking breaks in between my office hours, especially during lunch hours. I would avoid as much as possible sitting down for so long. Instead, I would take a break of, I think, 15 to 20 minutes, and I would go up and down the stairs at least twice. And I remember going from basement, because our building goes all the way down to B3, that's the 3rd basement, and I would walk from B3 to the 5th floor 2 times every single day, including the flight that I take when I get to the office. So those were a total of 3. And that's pretty much how I maintained my weight throughout my pregnancy, through eating healthy and working out. Yeah, that's pretty much how my pregnancy was. Now we go to the 3rd stage, which is after I had delivered my baby. And this stage, I can say that it was pretty slow at the beginning, because I remember talking to my doctor, and my doctor told me to take time for my body to go back to its original state. And I thought, let me give it 3 to 6 months. If on the 3rd month I feel like I'm still, trying to go back to the original state of body, I would give myself another extra 3 months. And on the 6th month, immediately when I cleared my 6th month, that's when I started working out. And the first workout that I did was skipping rope. That was the very first exercise that I did after I had my baby. And I started off with 500 skips, and in a week or so I had gradually gone up to 1,000 skips a day. And this is where I stayed for a couple of months. I think for the rest of the year, the next 6 months, I would skip 1,000 skips every single day, except on Saturday and Sunday. So that was 5 times a week. And I can truly put my word on skipping ropes. They actually do wonders to your body. They tone you down completely. If you ever want to tone down, just do skipping rope every single day and you'll see the difference. And in between my daily skipping rope, I would incorporate a few squats, a few jumping jacks. Not every day. When I felt I had the energy, I would put in some squats and jumping jacks. And after the 6 months, I stopped skipping and I started running. Right outside my house, there's a place where there's a cliff where I used to run up and down at least 5 times. And I can say skipping rope and running really toned me down. Another thing that I did after my pregnancy was breastfeeding. As cliche as it might sound, I believe if you breastfeed your child for a longer period, you tend to shed off the weight faster. At least it worked for me because it made a huge change breastfeeding my baby for 2 years. And in case you're wondering, look a bit tilt. In case you're wondering about what I would eat when I had my baby, I didn't have any restrictions when it came to my food, because remember, I had a newborn who was depending on my breast milk, so I didn't cut off any food. I would eat pretty much everything, but not the junk food or the processed food, because they add no value in your body and it's not even good for the baby. So when it came to food, I ate everything and anything to increase my milk production. And that is all that went down after my delivery. I don't think I've left anything so far, but that's generally how my life was through the 3 stages that I've taken you through. And I was lucky to snatch back, and one thing I can say is working out when you're pregnant is very important. Working out during my pregnancy really had a huge impact. First, I was able to shed off my baby weight. I can say it all happened so fast because I used to work out when I was pregnant. That's basically how I was able to shed off my baby weight. I'm really hoping I haven't left anything behind, but if I have, I'll be kind enough to share it on my Instagram page. So if you do not follow me on my Instagram page, please do, because I'm a daily visitor on that platform. You'll find me there almost every day. And in case you have any questions, feel free to ask me through my Instagram DMs, or you can email me and I'll be happy to reply to you. Other than that, I am so happy that I have finally done this video, and I hope it helps a new mom or a mom to your 2nd child, 3rd child, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th child. I hope this helps you in every single way. And I hope I'll see you in my next video.